coach this Tuesday morning. Just have a little stroll around before the coach goes at 10. So I was just going to post some postcards. One to Joanne and Chris, one to Janet. That's great. Just having actually had a chance to film one. This might be their last month of operation. Here's a very friendly little dog. Good morning to you. Bye. Oh, you can see our coach parked up down there. The driver was saying normally he has to drive quite some distance down by the port to park, but coming back up yesterday he said he could see a space where he could park it closer to the hotel. A lot of mist coming down over the hills. We're supposed to be going up Snowfell Mountain today, so whether we'll get much of a view if it's this misty here.
Yeah. Parked, I think.
Yes, he was saying he could see a parking space last night. He's got the engine running already, but he's not collecting us for a good half an hour. It'll be sad if these go because they face a large bill for their stables, I think, to restore them. And they might have to cancel these horse drawn trams altogether. It's a shame because it's a great part of Douglas. I don't know if we'll have time to actually ride on one, but it's funny because the electric railway starts at the north end of Douglas. The steam railway at the southern end of Douglas. And really that's the only way of getting between the two. If you want to go by tramway, as it were. I think 1962 I last rode my scooter along here. This is what's happening locally. And this is looks like a public park, I think. That's very nice. Tickets. Lots of autumn colours in that tree up there. It's only just into September. Just off the main street. Right.
For 20 minutes, and again.
Right.
You know what time the coach leaves, don't you, this morning? Hey? You'll be in trouble if you're late.
Yeah, it's just when you see these interesting things, you want to record them, don't you? Or at least I do. Not everybody does. We'd surprise him if he got on the coach here, wouldn't it? He's only just across the road.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty little place this though. You can walk up and, I don't know if you can sit down up there, but there's stairs up there, look. What is it? Oh, it's time we go. Oh, it's only just gone 9:30. Just going to have a look up here. Just down over the wall here. It must, tide must come right up to here when it's high. It's obviously low this morning.
It's a very important building, you read all about it there. It was opened in 1913.
Right.
The kings and queens visited, and there's a lot more about it.
Somewhere over there. This is what I was talking about.
Built in 1913 as a multi-use entertainment complex.
Yeah, this is why you read it, because I certainly can't...
1911, this was open to the part of it to the public. 2 years later, 1913, the Villa Marina was opened by the Lieutenant Governor, Lord Raglan and Lady Raglan. The display of the building is beautiful and delightful.
Well, we've got another coach parked out there behind ours.
Anyway, come on.
Yeah, okay, well, we better... Well, wants to get on the coach at the hotel, even though we've got to go on it there, but never mind. Looks as if they might have had a landing stage here at one time, which could have been damaged in a storm. I wonder. I wonder if they have to stop at the lights. Possible. We'll never know. Plenty of customers on board. Yeah, that was as it's full virtually. Oh, I do hope they can be saved. magnificent. Look at that one. This lady on the far left is actually the sister of Johnny Kingdom. So they are amongst some good company.
That side, yeah, the pictures in there. We just have pictures in there. Yeah, I'll put it there.
Well, good morning all. Just a little bit about today first. We're now making our way to Laxey. I had to think for a minute. I go directly to Laxey where I park for Laxey Wheel. We're not booked on to 11, but I wouldn't worry too much about that because it's not going to be that busy. So what I would do is I'll stop by the fire station where you can walk from, and as I explained, it is steep and it is rough, and I'm not trying to put anybody off, or it's for your benefit I'm saying this, not mine. I'm going to go up there anyway, which is a pain in the butt, but I'm going to go up and pay for you all, or give them the voucher to let you all in. So I'm just a bit worried about people because it is steep and hard walk, alright, so. And then I walk back down to the coach. Anybody staying on the coach, when I come back I'll make a cup of coffee or something. Only there for about an hour altogether. And then I move down to where I'm going to show you where the coach park is as we go in, and I park in the coach park. You're then free to go get yourself some lunch. There's a cafe right opposite where I park. There's all sorts of little things. There's not a lot in Laxey. So what we'll do is I'll arrange to meet you at a specific time by the railway, where the railway train goes from, or the Snakehill Railway. So, and it will all be pointed out on the way in where the railway is and everything else, because we actually pass it to get to. So when we come back from the wheel, I drop you in a coach park, and that is the last time that I will move the coach until we come home. You walk from the coach park to the train, and when the train comes in, you'll walk from the train back to the coach park. You'll understand why. It's not that far, honestly, only a couple hundred yards, but I cannot drive down to the station. There's no vehicles allowed down there anyway, so all will be revealed.
Soon we should begin to see traces of the Manx Electric Railway up on the left. This time we've driven up here.
This is the Manx Elecrtic Railway here. I don't know if you know much about the island, but this was one of the first streets in the country to have electric lighting, thanks to the Manx Electric Railway.
Oh, it's well supported.
You can see the lights along here are all powered by the same power that powers the trains. See, more useless information.
Where that was. Anyway, we'll be following these train tracks for part of the journey, I think. So we might see some action on the rails as well. But you won't have time to actually travel on it.
If, when we do tomorrow, when I bring you back tomorrow afternoon, if you want to go to the Manx Museum, which is in Douglas, of course, just make a point of looking up about the holiday camp that's on the island. It was the first holiday camp in Great Britain. It even outdates Butlins and Pontins and everything else. It's the ruins of it is along here on the right, but if you do find out a little bit about it, you want to read the rules for being in this holiday camp. Ladies and gentlemen must be in their own rooms by 10 o'clock. No drinking, no gambling, all sorts of silly little things. It was the first holiday camp ever, Heidi High holiday camp. I think it's lights out at 10:30. But you will see it's got its own stop on this electric railway. So we'll be passing it. For those that don't want to walk up to the top and you think you're going to miss out seeing the Laxey Wheel, you will miss out on seeing the Lady Isabella. But at the bottom of the hill, right opposite where I park, is another wheel. Not quite so big, but it's on the settling pits that are there. So there is another wheel, so you'll definitely see one if you wish. It's entirely up to you. I will point that out as well when we park up. Just to make you feel at home, that wheel came from Cornwall. It's found in a state of disrepair in Cornwall, and the Manx government bought it. I'll tell you this now, I'll tell you again tonight, I'll tell you again tomorrow morning. Alright? Timings for Thursday. Okay? Your cases outside of your room by 6:30. Okay? Your breakfast is 6:45. And we'll be departing as soon as after 7:30 as we can. As long as we go be there by 7:45, but you know, 5 minutes either way don't matter. But so, okay, that's your timings. I will repeat these timings at space intervals. If you've got any hand luggage without labels, bring it down yourself because I won't know. All right. Please bring your hand luggage down yourself. You can bring it down. I won't be outside until, well, I should be outside about 6:30 because the problem is once I start, my time starts. Here's a holiday camp. This is the stop for the holiday camp.
On the left, on the right.
That's
the right, I guess.
Stop for the holiday camp. And if you're looking over the wall in a minute, you'll see all that's left of it, which is a few. Trouble is, only the people on the right is going to see it.
On the right.
It's over there. You can see parts of buildings and bits and pieces. And there. That's all that's left of the holiday camp. You see it there?
My situation.
And one of the highlights was a trip on the Door Railway, which if you look over on the right hand side now, you can see a little railway line running along. It's only a short one, but a narrow track. You see it down there? But it's only open on Sundays.
view it, view of it from here. Unless that's how I'm trying. Perhaps on the way back. If we come back this way.
I'm not bringing you back that way. You're coming back that way tomorrow. Today is a little bit more push for time. So you haven't really got time to stop for photographs or anything. So when we do Ramsey tomorrow morning, we'll come back and I will be able to stop on top of the mountains and things like that for photographs, alright? So we'll see what's on the itinerary, just a different time. Make life easier, that's all.
Yeah, it's nice to see we've climbed up.
For the ladies that suffering from withdrawal symptoms, you will have plenty of time to go shopping. Yeah, there's no room in the luggage space for shopping, man. Don't buy anything big for God's sake.
Well, Craignan Bar, that's part of the TT course. Remember that name. So welcome to Laxey. Oh, Laxey, it says there. In Manx, I suppose. Yeah, if we're at Laxey and we can't see the wheel, it shows that it's somewhat hidden away. It's not on the main road.
We're going to walk that before we do attempt it.
Oh yes, I don't think it's too bad, not for me.
As I said, in between the Laxey Wheel and your trip up Snowtown, you'll have time to get lunch and everything. There's several pubs and also cafes. Okay, so you won't be stuck.
Feline retreat. Oh, I wonder if that's where they looked after the Manx cats. We were told there was a centre for Manx cats somewhere where they look after them, don't we?
Sanatorium.
No, not here then. Oh, there's a small wheel there. It's not the main one. No time to investigate. Nothing a bit, but it's not too bad. Old Fergie tractor.
Oh, there you go.
We thought the driver might struggle.
Who's got the oxygen bottle anyway?
You get the coke chopper, I can.
And inside now. And someone's crawling with it. Yeah, there's the steps up right to the top of it. Gosh. Oh yes, the very top. Yeah.
So again, good morning everybody. One of the principles of the problem is that wherever you dig a hole, water will find its way in. And none more obvious than when you've got below us to 2,000 feet, 20 miles of horizontal tunnels. And of course the deeper you get, the bigger the problem becomes, because up there on the slopes of Snaefell is a major area for that water to fall on. And some of the tunnels went down to the beach. As a consequence, there'd probably also be an ingress of salt water. So we had a major problem here. But once, when the contracts went out, a Manxman was chosen to do it. His name was Robert Casement. Robert had never been to school, but read lots of books and had lots of hands-on experience. And this was the design that was chosen. And it took 4 years to build from the acceptance of the plans, basically. I would suggest to you at this day and age, 4 years wouldn't give you planning permission. Everything you see here, as far as the stonework is concerned, comes from a little quarry that's just where that red flag is up there, just to the right of the red flag. As I say, it's a true tribute to the real meaning of the word manpower, in that it was just lots of people doing the same job with ropes and pulleys. Back in those days, no help at all from pneumatics or electricity. Okay? So the principle of it is that the Isle of Man, having no indigenous fuel at all, what we can rely on is lots of the stuff that comes out of the sky here. Water. So water power was used not just to take water out of the mine, but also to provide compressors to provide air circulation around the mine. So the wheel turns by water, and that water begins its journey about 250 yards on the left-hand side of the valley here, where there's a valve on the Glenmore River. This is the Glenmore right here. The valve is at a higher point. When I turned the valve this morning, it diverts some of that river water and it goes into a stone system. In today's parlance, that's the header tank. And that's about 150 yards away. And that particular thing is actually the key to the whole way the thing works here, because that header tank is exactly 6 feet above the top of the tower there. When the header tank overflows, it does so into a 10-inch cast iron pipe that's cut down underground. If you can look just up behind the wheel there, you can see a viaduct. Well, this 10-inch pipe runs down the hillside almost parallel to that and gets to the base of the tower at the back of the wheel. And with all that energy in the form of gravity in the pipe, it's forced back up inside the tower, and it runs along the underside of that platform, and it drops down just where that first white upright is. So it's called the back pitch wheel. And back in the day, a lot of wheels were side shot, where the water's only on the wheel for less than a quarter turn, never realising its full potential. Wheels were also undershot, in other words, along the bottom. They had problems with that because control of pace is difficult in that situation. So the wheel here is called a back pitch or back pitch stop wheel. The water, because it hits just off top centre, is almost on for a full half turn, realising its full potential. The barrel here had a brother. At the other end of that viaduct, which is where the transmission rod is, there's a device called an inverted T-rod, literally an upside down T. That rod, which is going backwards and forwards horizontally, is attached to the top of it, and this device changes that horizontal movement into a vertical one. And so attached to this rod are 5 massive non-return valves that gradually bring the water up to its release to the outside world. Okay? So this barrel here and the one at the other end worked like that. So it kept an equilibrium in the system. Robert Casement, as well as being a highly intellectual man, was also a bit of a pedant. When Robert said he needed that wheel to rotate at 4 revs a minute, he didn't mean 3.7 or 4.2, he meant 4 revs a minute. And so he had to have a bit more finite control to it, because the water supply to the wheel is quite a crude method to attain the pace you want. And what he did was he used the 2 barrels. In those days when there'd been lots of water and he'd get a bit naughty and overrunning, he'd simply add a bit of ballast to both, which he called the back ballast wheel, and do the opposite on dry days, take a bit of ballast out. That way he kept it running at 4 revs a minute. And he did so from 1854 to 1929, 24 hours a day, every day. Apart from 6 or 7 occasions when something unique happened here in the Isle of Man, the rivers froze. It doesn't happen often here because we have got the Gulf Stream running south-north around us, keeping the air and water temperature a bit higher than normal, basically. Apart from that, all those years, 24 hours a day. And since the 60s, when it became a bit of a tourist attraction, still running exactly as it used to. been run from February, we're here every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then from Easter right through until the 1st of November, 24 hours a day. Okay, so that's the wheel. So when it turns, there's a crank on this side, translates that rotational movement into the horizontal one, and again the horizontal one ends at the top of the engine shaft, which is 1,500 feet deep in that inverted T-rocker, which puts the translation of horizontal to vertical. The valves up there have been disconnected because they've seized up, and the other barrel has. So now we have a wonderfully balanced wheel working with an imbalanced system, which is why if you watch now, when this barrel goes up, you'll see the wheel slow down quite considerably, which of course it wouldn't have done with two barrels. That's also indicative of just what a great job Robert Caseman did in balancing the wheel. When he ordered all the component parts, he did, and there are a lot of the same parts. The spokes are the same, the lats and the joining. When he ordered all those, it wasn't just shape and size. He wanted, within fractions of an ounce, the weight to be the same. And what he did was he assembled the wheel lying down the side and took a measurement from the dead centre of the main axle at the internal periphery. And we know he did it more than once. Once he got all those measurements the same, he knew the weight was the same. He then marked up all the bits and pieces. He assembled it for the final time, put the axle in place, and built the wheel by turning it around gradually like that. So he's got a really well-balanced wheel. And if I was to say to you that, bear in mind 1854 she launched properly, but she's only on her second main Foster bronze bearing, even that's not true, because when a Foster bronze bearing goes, they can actually rebuild the core. So the core from 1854 is actually still in there. So that's all that side, okay? The flagpole up there, you see those people at the top of the path? Carry straight on, don't go up the path to the right. 50 yards from where they are, you've got the entrance to the old adits. This is where the ground was first broken in 1788. It's a horizontal section, it's clear, it's safe, and it's well illuminated. Wearing a hard hat, you can actually go there to get an idea what it must have been like to be a Manx miner. Up there too, you're going to find my colleague Helen. Now, Helen's family have owned the farm overlooking the valley for about 1 million years, so what she doesn't know about we know her as a mine of information, so if you have any question at all, just ask her, okay? The important bits, so round there for the steps to the wheel, up that way for the mine, and round here for toilets. It is an outdoor site, naturally, we've kept it as honest as possible. Nothing's been dummied up, including the ground. Lots of uneven ground, so be careful with your footing. And enjoy your stay.
That's what you've heard that many times. You've got a tail, haven't you? I think you're relying on it. Opened in 1854.